Now, last Friday's upset win by Coleraine over the Muller Crusaders knocked Muller from the top spot in the city ratings. The new #1 position belongs to the Fairfield Indians. The Indians made their first appearance in the postseason playoffs in 1985 and are shooting for all the marbles in '86. Steve Esposito has the story.
For years, Fairfield High School has been a big winner on the baseball field and on the wrestling mats. But now the Indians football program has come on like gangbusters. Last season, Fairfield made its first postseason football appearance ever, and now with a couple of early season shutouts to their credit, the Indians are the top-ranked prep football team in the Cincinnati area.
After about 5 weeks here, my first year, I was wondering what the heck I was doing here. So for us to come this far, I knew that we had those kind of kids, but to really make it a reality, it's kind of a dream come true for all of us. Yeah.
The Indians' offense has scored 41 points in season-opening wins over Mount Healthy and Forest Park. But it's the Fairfield defense that's getting all the attention.
We like to do, be a little mean, and we're also pretty quick, and we like to, we just go out there and just do the things we're supposed to do, and, everybody does their job, and we all just work together.
The Indians plan to hang on to their #1 city ranking for the rest of the season. Now, that's not just wishful thinking, because this team has the talent and the experience to do it. 35 seniors, most of whom have played together since the 7th grade.
Since 7th grade, we've only lost like 2 or 3 games, and we all know each other real well, and we all like each other, and it does help.
The Indians' bid to remain #1 of the city begins this Friday night against Oak Hills. From Fairfield, Steve Esposito, Channel 9 Sports.
What Steve failed to mention is that is his alma mater. He's a Fairfield graduate.
who's going to be GMC champs when this one's over?
Well, we already have one opinion here in the booth, Steve, but it's rather, it sounds like an obvious answer, but it comes down to plain and simply who wins tonight's ball game, because for once, Princeton does not have to depend on either Hamilton or any other GMC teams. Princeton and Middletown are, in a sense, tied right now for second in the league. Fairfield's a perfect 4-0, so it's going to come down to if Princeton can tie for the league title tonight.
There's an 80% chance of rain, and the surface is fairly dry. It's been sprinkling for the last few minutes, but the surface is dry. Princeton will receive. We'll set lineups and officials for you as we get things underway here in the first quarter of action. A battle for the Greater Miami Conference crown, and Steve Shucks joined us now.
Thanks, Steve. Glad to be here. This one came upon us pretty quick, didn't it? We were about ready to roll. Can we keep that unbeaten streak alive against the Indians? We're about to find out.
Well, taking the ball at about the 6-yard line is Dwayne Hunter. He breaks it off to the left side, far sidelines. He's going to cut back at the 50 into the open field. And I'll tell you what, Coach Shuck, the Vikings have busted this one open by 6, and the scoreboard clock shows 11 minutes and 45 seconds. They sold balloons here to launch when Princeton scored their first points of the night, but I didn't have any idea that that would come within the first 15 seconds of the first quarter. But off go the balloons, 6 points goes on the scoreboard, and the Vikings lead in the Greater Miami Conference race for the title, 6-0. Look at that Princeton defense. Here it is, Jones, Reese, Hun, Munlin, and Beckham across the front. Williams and Wagner are the linebackers. Julian Wagner is the monster man. Hun and Fletcher at cornerback positions, and the safety is Gerald Jefferson.
Almost beat you from that position. He does play at a wide out as much as he does at a tight.
Handoff, broken outside, number 28, Mike Ritzy, turns the corner and is down to about the 7-yard line. So Mike Ritzy, number 28 on the carry. I'd be willing to bet the farm that that's Tim Ritzy's brother.
It means that we've got number 7, Nick Toon, back there, Steve. Nick Toon was only a kicker a year ago, and if you've read about Mike Toon, you know that he told Coach Hubbard he'd like to try to do something else, and he has become a very solid linebacker for their team and plays an awful lot. At this point, he's trying to put 3 on the board for the Indians.
Here's the kick from Toon. It's going to be wide to the right. At the tight end position, Grant, Bullock, Bauer, English, and Hardy. In the backfield for Princeton will be Bullock, the quarterback, Hunter and Vernon, Hammonds and Munlin. Carpenter will see action at wide receiver, and Dwayne Woods, who we mentioned with the offensive line.
Frequently the case, though, when you're very excited, and both these teams are, it's such a big ball game. Ritzy in for the score.
Touchdown, Fairfield. 5:27 left. First quarter action. Fairfield cuts it to 1.
Well, there's no use to beat a dead horse. We'll assume that those 3 or 4 mistakes have cost us a score and probably put them back even with us. We'll try to forget them and not try to make any more the rest of the night. You just cannot continue to do that.
Nick Toon to try and add the extra point and tie it up. And number 7 adds point number 7, and we are tied at 7 with 5:27 left first quarter.
Well, the Vikings, I guess, in one sense, are fortunate to be even.
Here's the kick. End over end, taken by Vernon at the 10. Up the middle, and he is hit hard. He is hammered at the 22-yard line. What a hit.
That was a real shot. Looked like Jeff Pelich, number 27, along with 47.
Hunter's down.
Ray Bull.
He was in on that collision there.
Was he in between that somewhere?
He was in between that somewhere, and he's holding that left knee. Take a look at it. He could wear that 67 all the time. I like that one. That's a good one. Double tight end. Bullock on the option. He's in trouble now. He's gonna turn and reverse field and be tripped up at the 34. Marvin trying to. Tight end left. Split receiver each side. Hubbard in motion.
Past Horman.
Don't throw it.
Horman to throw.
Long.
Deep. Over the middle, and it is caught
Sure is.
at the 5. Fairfield will have a first and goal from the 6th. All
That's
because
Pfeiffer again.
number 88, John Pfeiffer, hauled the ball in. A nice catch over the shoulder, and let's give credit to Scott Horman. He laid.
That could be a problem.
Horman to throw, sets up, lets it fly over the middle, complete to Ritzy. Turns the corner and is inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. On the reception was number 12, Tim Ritzy. 18 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, that puts them right back in there again. You get a break, you back them up to the 20-yard line, and then their passing game brings them right back down in there. You're going to be chasing that ball around all night. We may be here for a long time, Steve, because when you throw the ball this often, you know what happens with the clock. So now they look at a 3rd and 4, and a lot of teams you'd think run, but I certainly don't think you think that with Fairfield in this case. They've been successful through the air. They've got a chance to put 6 more on the board and take the lead. And now looks like they'll take a timeout and try to think about this one. It is a big play for them.
Here.
So they go back to the corner to Mike Ritzy like they did before. The ball that just got over his hands. Let's see.
2 men split to the far side, one this
Quickie.
side. Horman to throw, back in the end zone, incomplete. He had a man open, cutting across about 2 yards inside the back line of the end zone, but he threw it behind him. Fairfield's going to attempt 3.
I'll tell you, Steve, they had 2 men wide to the right, and both Fletcher and Julian Wagner went with the man that went out, and Pfeiffer came back over the middle all alone. No one anywhere near him. And if Horman lays that in there, it's 6 for Fairfield. Now they've got a little shorter attempt here. This ball will go down on the 12. That makes it a 22-yard attempt, certainly within his reach. And we got a flag.
Got a flag. Let's see what the call is. Down on the sidelines, Dwayne Hunter's beginning to walk around. It looks like they've got, I guess you'd have to term it an air cast type thing. It's a playable type cast, one that you can play in. I wouldn't even classify it as a cast.
Well, it's an offside against the Vikings, I think, and let's see if Fairfield will still try to go with the, it was probably a dead ball foul. The Fairfield bench is signaling we'll take the field goal, I think, but it was a dead ball situation. Once that man jumps into the neutral zone, then the call is made and the play is dead, so he'll have to make it again if they choose to do that, and I think they're going to stay with this plan. As it is now, it's not much different than an extra point. The only problem is the angle is there.
To the left. Nick Toon. Fairfield's been on the offensive side of the football most of the time here in the first quarter, and we're going to have that. You know what else I think we're going to have is a roughing the kicker. Now, that's an interesting call. Can they take the penalty and take half the distance, or does it have to come on the kickoff? What's the situation? They're going to take the field goal.
Yeah, because ball was already away, and then he goes into that. I believe that is the correct way that they'll do that. Let's see.
Now they're running the offense back onto the field. Is that maybe an automatic first down?
I'm not sure of that, Steve. I don't think it is.
Roughing the punter is.
Well, roughing the kicker is...
Is it the same penalty?
Well, our defense is coming back, so you're probably right. And that was Charles Williams, number 47, I believe. I hate to call a number if I'm not sure, but I think that was Charles.
It's a first down. Roughing the kicker is a first down penalty.
So they're going to have a first down at about the 1-yard line.
And 4 chances
to punch it in. I really don't know how many mistakes you could make in a ball game and still stay in a ball game. Right. Because it's monumental. It's just one thing after another. Just chance after chance after chance. This team has improved each week of the season. But tonight they've regressed back to where they appeared to me to be very early in the season. Before the night is over.
Full house, 2 tight ends. Everything's packed in tight. Handoff, third man through Ritzy, and he puts 6 points on the board. And the Fairfield Indians lead this football game 13-7.
You're exactly right. And they certainly have taken advantage of the opportunities given. They didn't for a first time or two, but they, when you keep handing it to them and you get the first down on the 1 yard line, you've got to feel like they're going to get something. Now it's just a matter of can you buckle up the chin strap and come back and see if you can put some points on the board yourself.
Kick is up and it's good. Fairfield leads this contest 14-7. 6 seconds left in the first quarter. Coach, can you ever remember Fairfield leading Princeton?
Hurdled a man and dug with all he had for that goal line. Now with 1:55 to go and the ball at about the 2 yard line, Steve, I don't think there's any question that they'll just try to run it straight ahead. Now the Fairfield goal line defense, which is also a very strong defense, will get a test. Important thing now is to hold on to the football. Vernon stopped at right on the spot. I don't think he got more than a foot or two. Clock running at 1:30. Second down and the ball resting. Maybe he got a foot or two. I would say maybe at the 2, maybe a foot inside the 2 yard line. We'll call it the 2, Steve. Andy Bauer over the ball. Thomas and Vernon behind him.
1:12, clock counting down. Bullock has him at the line of scrimmage. Handoff, Sean Vernon, and he is stopped shy of the goal line again. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal. As Princeton has the football with 58 seconds left until halftime.
Well, they've got time to run their 2 plays, and if they don't get in on 3rd down, and it looks like they're about a foot and a half away from the goal line, I do not expect them to go for 3. I think Coach Mancuso wants nothing short of 6 here. 3 won't get much done. We're at 39 seconds. They don't make it. Marvin
Option, Bullock pitches it, fumble. Thomas loses the ball. Fairfield has the football. The Princeton drive is shut down on another fumble, this time at the 4 yard line. 32 seconds until the half, and Princeton still trails 14-7.
It's all up to Nick Toon, and if he makes it, there might be 2 or 3 ticks on the clock, and that's going to be it. So I guess this is a ball game.
Let's set the situation right here. Princeton, after winning every Greater Miami Conference football title since 1967, it comes down to 9 ticks of the clock. Ball game tied, 14-all with Fairfield. If Fairfield wins this game, they are GMC champs. If Princeton wins this game, the 2 teams are co-champs.
Well,
here's your situation. 4th and 9. Field goal unit. We'll let the picture tell the story.
Be about a 27-yard attempt.
Penalty flag. The kick was up.
But the point is, what was the flag?
What is the penalty flag? Let's wait and see what the penalty flag is. It's against Princeton. It is against the Vikings for encroachment. Move the ball 5 yards closer to the upright, and Toon is going to get a second shot at it.
Steve, I can only say it's the whole tone of the whole night. From the beginning of the ball game, it has been penalty, fumble, mistake, chance after chance after chance. And had our chance for the overtime, and another penalty gives Toon another chance. The snap was a little bit low. They had a hard time getting it up, and I don't think they ever got the ball set up right, if you want to know the truth. And that's why he didn't hit it good. Now he's much closer. The angle is to his left, which is probably better in this case for him than it was when the goalpost was to his right. Keep trying, but you got to be sure you don't move it in tighter and tighter. Now the line of scrimmage, it's almost like an extra point except for the angle. The ball is on about the, 6-7 yard line?
Not only does the GMC crown ride on this field goal, also a playoff berth, because the loser is definitely out of this contest.
Definitely
out of the playoff picture. So Toon, to attempt again. Here's the snap. The placement's down. The kick is up.
Good.
It is good. Fairfield leads this ball game 17-14. And
all
for
you have to do is look at the field.
time,
all you have to do is look at the field.
in 20, what's the story? No, they're not going to do that.
No, they aren't. Well, I thought they were. He was out there with a tee in his hand.
Maybe that was just a decoy.
Well, but you don't have to worry about a decoy at this point. Yeah, you know, you could place it down at that spot. I think they have to get up. It's a free kick.
Vernon is the only one in the backfield. 4, 3,
He's
2,
gonna go down.
1. The clock's over. Bullock lets it fly. It's down on the ground in Fairfield. They are the 1986 Greater Miami Conference champion, and for the first time in 20 seasons, the Princeton Vikings finish second in the GMC, and they lose to the Fairfield Indians.
And I guess that's the first time we've lost 2 conference games, Steve. So
especially both
a lot
of them
of
at
first.
home.
Give our guys credit here. They're out there ready to congratulate the victorious team. And all I can say at this point is we wish the Indians well. We hope that we have a representative out of this league that makes it to the playoffs, and they're deserving. They've beaten all the good teams in this league. They beat Middletown when people weren't sure they could. They beat us tonight when a lot of people weren't sure they could. So give them credit. Super job, and we wish them well.
Princeton 14 will pick up the action late in that football game when Princeton was down 14-7. Marvin Bullock with a great option. 9-yard touchdown run. He scores to tie it at 14. But Scott Horman brought Fairfield back with 3 minutes left. Hits Tim Wells for the first down to the 40-yard line. Then Todd Bennett, 8 yards up the middle for another first down. And with 5 seconds left, Nick Toon, after missing 2 earlier field goals, hits from 28. Fairfield puts the upset 17-14. Toon the hero.
For the Greater Miami Conference has a champion other than the Princeton Vikings. Fairfield became the undisputed champ with an exciting 17-14 victory tonight. Steve Esposito was there.
Late in the first quarter, Fairfield takes a 14-7 lead on this 1-yard touchdown run by Tim Ritchie. The Vikings threatened to tie the game in the closing seconds of the half, but quarterback Marvin Bullock is hit. He loses the ball, and Dave Rose recovers for the Indians, who hold on to their 7-point lead at the half. Fairfield is ranked dead last.